30-second conversation, pre-show, pre-game in about 10 minutes. Mario and I joke about this in the mornings, and at the beginning of every show, we get to that moment when, hey, there's 10 minutes on the clock, there's 5 minutes on the clock, we're about to go live. Okay, let me do something real. Let me get a cup of coffee. Let me go take a leak. Whatever it is. Oh, 37 seconds have elapsed, and we're out of time. Fastest 10 minutes you can experience is the 10 minutes right before the show. Second only to that are the 10 minutes that we're going to be live on all platforms, including locals, YouTube, Twitch, and X for you freeloading bums out there. So if you are watching on something other than Rumble right now, the clock is ticking. You've got 9 minutes to get over there, sign up for your free account, and make a comment in the live chat on Rumble before we kick the freeloaders off and go to the regular Rumble Premium Members Only show, where tonight we'll be discussing Dungeon Crawler Carl, a lit RPG adventure in the context of the development of AI. Now,
hey, can I?
Hang on. Okay, go ahead.
Just give me a minute to shill for Rumble, okay? I might as well.
Yes,
let me do them some service, okay? Because they put up with my shit, okay? I'm sure there's a lot of stuff I say on this program that they would be perfectly happy if I just never existed on the internet, okay? So
you mean like when you talk about the JOOs?
Yes, and the naggers, people who annoy you, okay? So yes, so. I'm one of them. I'm a person who has never subscribed to any kind of social media. Okay, I've never given any money online to anything other than, to my great shame, I used to buy green crystals in Clash of Clans because I was tired of waiting 2 weeks for a single siege tower. I was tired of waiting 2 weeks for a single siege tower or whatever to upgrade. Okay, so I bought the damn green gems. Okay, yes, that was my fault. That was my shame. Okay. Other than that, though, I've never really spent any money.
I remember you trying to get me to come in and join your guild.
Yeah, but we were fanatics. Okay, it got to the point where I quit because the game wasn't even fun anymore. Okay, it was actually interacting with my wife at the time. Okay, was less stressful than me interacting with my guild members, okay, when we went to war as a clan, all right? That was a sign that it's like, okay, you know what? I got to stop. I'm done with this, okay? So I quit. But the point is, with Rumble, I'm one of the people who had never subscribed to any of that. YouTube, Red, please, okay? Never going to happen. I finally bit the bullet, and I got the Rumble exclusive because I'd like to rewatch these shows later on, basically to critique myself, you know what I mean? See what I did, see what I could do better, etc. Right?
And I'm a hard ass boss. I don't give him shit for free.
That's right. And so, but then I discovered oh wow, look at all this live stuff going on Rumble, and I have access to all of it because I paid my $9.99, which is the price of freedom today.
Yep.
Back in
that's inflation for you. It used to be $1.05.
In 2001, it was $1.05. Okay, now it's $9.99. But if you won't pay your $9.99, who will? All right.
That actually tracks with inflation. In 2000, in the year 2000, my carton of cigarettes was about $20.
That's exactly it. Smokers have their own inflation calculator always at hand. Okay, we know what the real inflation rate is because we buy these bitches basically on a daily basis. All right. So, anyway, I got sidetracked there for a second. Oh yeah, so I found you know what? I realized $9.99 a month is worth it just for me to hang out in Timcast lives, chat, and just harass and troll the shit out of people. I'm like, man, that for me, that was worth it. Okay.
Yeah.
I guarantee you as well will find something on Rumble Premium that is worth $9.99 a month. Okay.
In fact, you're about to watch it in 6 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I guess we can't avoid the elephant in the room. Little.
You mean this elephant in the room?
Yeah. Little Donnie Half Scoop decided to go ahead and
Donnie Two Scoops, baby.
Yeah, well, the scoops be melted. Okay.
I want you to go ahead and tell us how this is bad, and I actually have a defense.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm not happy about this, one, Donald Trump ran on not getting us involved in any more foreign wars. Okay, and Donald Trump is trying to he's signaling that this is going to be a limited, like, little set piece. Okay, just a little bombardment here or there. Okay, and by little bombardment we mean 6 B-2 Spirit bombers with like a full payload of like 50,000 pounds of high explosive, or the bunker buster bombs, etc. Okay, like a single B-2 bomber has the capacity has the explosive capacity of like a whole brigade. All right, now I don't like it. I don't like it because I know it means that someone else is controlling us. Okay, it means that our greatest ally once again is controlling the levers of our policy, influencing our leaders, ensuring that we're basically their attack dog. All right, taking out their enemies for them. We had Tulsi Gabbard, okay, ODNI, speak out like a week ago, saying that, well, the intelligence community agrees. We have a consensus that Iran is not actually seeking a nuclear weapon. And hold up. Before you even say anything, like, oh, you mean the same intelligence agencies that said 51 senior representatives stated that Donald Trump was compromised by Russia? Like, yeah, I get it. Okay. However, it is under new leadership, and they are saying that Iran is not pursuing a nuclear weapon. Okay. But we did it anyway because Netanyahu told Trump to do it. All right.
Okay.
That's the bottom line. We were told to do it. And you know what? Let's be honest. When you take $100 million from Miriam Adelson for your re-election campaign, okay, that's going to come with some strings, don't you think? So this was scripted. There really was no way for Trump to get around this. And if you really wanted to get conspiratorial, you could say that that Biden being deposed and Kamala, all right, as obviously a useless second banana who stood no chance against the Trump team, against Trump's charisma himself, all right, that it was set up so that Trump was going to win. Okay, you could make that argument. Conspiratorial, I'm not going to do that here. But yeah, we're not, it's not America first, okay? It's not fucking America first. This is MEGA. This is Make Israel Great Again, all right? That's what's going on. I'm sick of playing these games where we go out and basically destroy a bunch of ragheads for Israel on Israel's behalf, lest we forget that we did the exact same damn thing in 2003 in Iraq. Okay, 25 top intelligence officials, all right, were convincing us that we needed to go to war, that Saddam Hussein was imminently going to have weapons of mass destruction. Sound familiar, right? And every single one of them was a dual citizen with our greatest ally. And so we went ahead, we went along with their harebrained scheme that it was going to be like a liberation. The Iraqis were going to be throwing roses in the streets as the columns of American tanks triumphantly came through Fardo Square in Baghdad, right? Well, nothing could have been further from the truth. It was an absolute disaster. What happens when we intervene in Libya? Okay, take out a more or less secular Arab leader, huh? He had a weapons program. He gave up his weapons program. He gave it up. We still went in there and destroyed him. And now Libya is an open slave market, which ferries millions of people from Africa and the Middle East into Europe, effectively destroying the gene seed of Europe itself. Civilization ending decisions that we go along with, that we help perpetuate. Okay, it's madness. I'm sick of it. I want off the train. This train has no brakes. Yeah. Okay.
I generally agree with everything you just said. Here's my defense of Trump on this particular case. Trump has stayed staunch on Iran cannot have nukes since the beginning. You mentioned that Tulsi said that they are not enriching to the extent that one would expect to see for the development of nuclear weapons. However, in the same briefing, she did say that they are enriching to a level beyond what we should be seeing for civilian power production. So the concern there is that they're is that we run the risk of them putting out dirty bombs to Somali power. all kind of Hezbollah, all kind of terrorist organizations,
Yellow cake,
which is far more dangerous. Well, Mario, I can't go into details on the yellow cake thing, but the people were lied to.
Yes. So why the fuck should I believe them now?
When they were told that we found no weapons of mass destruction.
Why should I believe them now? Because Trump's president? Please.
Hang on. Listen to what I just said. The people were lied to when they were told that we found no evidence of weapons of mass destruction. The evidence is there. The weapons were there. That was a whole.
Oh, he had a well-developed chemical weapon program for sure. He had a well-developed chemical weapon program. That is indisputable.
Yeah.
And yes, a lot of in the hours before combat occurred. Yes, it's entirely probable that columns of like 18-wheelers loaded with all kinds of shit they didn't want us to find made its way across the border into Syria. Okay, that is entirely possible. In fact, quite likely. Okay, because it was a fellow Ba'athist government. Okay, so.
And then the final thing is we've already talked about the carrier group going over there. It's about to be decommissioned, false flag and all that. This end runs the need for a false flag and makes a strike, accomplishes a mission without putting boots on the ground. We were seeing headlines the last 2 days where the lefty media was trying to gaslight everybody, saying Trump won't take a nuclear strike off the table. No, of course he won't take a nuclear strike off the table. Why would he tell the enemy? Because we know this, the enemy watches CNN and MSNBC, et cetera, et cetera. Why would he tell what is essentially an enemy information source, this is my exact plan? And then finally, I would be more suspicious of this action. I don't disagree that this is being done on behalf of Israel, and that aggravates the shit out of me because Israel is a bum on my sofa. However, it is not outside of the character of Donald Trump, which we can say with confidence because of the Moab. So I do not believe that this signals a total departure from America First policy or MAGA generally. I do agree with you that Trump's interests are more skewed toward Israel than I would like them to be.
You think?
But I think a large part of that is less Trump being compromised and more the entity that is the government itself being compromised, which is actually part of the discussion that we're about to have in the philosophical context as we get through, as we talk about AGI, sapience versus sentience. And part of that conversation is going to include a conversation about Kierkegaard's the crowd, the public, the press, and the zeitgeist, which puts us in another place altogether. Now we're at 2114. So
I love the people talking about Iran like they actually know something about Iran. What do you know? You in the chat. What do you know? What the hell do you know about Iran? You don't know shit.
B has a bit of expertise. He was one of us.
No, Trump is the goodest good goy who ever was. Okay, our Shabbos goy in chief. I'm ashamed.
Hey, I'm not saying
I'm ashamed.
I'm not saying I'm happy about it, but I think Trump was put in a position where there were no good choices.
Well, you know what? People are talking about fuck around, find out. Okay, like literally, it's weird. It's weird. It's like some kind of social phenomenon. Everybody who's older than me is like super rah happy about this. Okay, and everybody younger than me is upset about this. Okay, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? Okay, maybe our generation right? Like kind of like that strides, okay, in between these two political worldviews, right? We're the ones who experienced this last time. We're the ones who experienced this after 9/11. That was our generation, all right? And our generation, in the final measure, after experiencing it for like 20 years, we realized it was a mistake. What the fuck good did regime change do in the Middle East? Nothing. It benefited no one other than Israel. Everything we do in the Middle East, every bomb we drop, is to benefit Israel. Because Israel doesn't want strong neighbors. Israel doesn't want competent governments that are capable of complex international trade, that are capable of developing weapons, that are capable of basically securing armed deals with other peer powers. All right. Israel wants a sandbox where the only other people playing in the sandbox are a bunch of idiotic Islamo cavemen. Because the Islamo cavemen are easy to deal with when you deal with them in the way that you must deal with them. And Israel has no problem in dealing with them as such. Israel doesn't want peers. Israel doesn't want rivals. Israel wants chaos outside of its borders. And they have a benefit of a big, beautiful border wall, which we fucking built for them. What do we get out of this? What the hell does the United States get out of bombing Iran? Nothing.
And I don't disagree.
So, fuck
Mario.
around, find out. Well, how about play stupid games, win stupid prizes? I guarantee there's going to be major issues with the global economy this next week. Okay,
I agree.
I fucking guarantee it. Price of gas is going to go up. Straits of Hormuz. There's going to be action there. There's going to be tragic stories of some of our satellite detachments. All right, in Syria and in northern Iraq. They're probably going to get hit. There's going to be dead U.S. soldiers. Okay, a ship might get USS Cold. All right, okay. Trump tweeting out that hey bro, we just bombed you. We just fucked your shit up completely. Now's the time to make peace. What are you talking about? Who do you think these people? Who's going to listen to that? Who the fuck's going to negotiate with us? Gaddafi, the leader of Syria, gave up his weapons of mass destruction program to us. And what happened to in the end? We orchestrated through a bombing campaign him getting sodomized with an AK with a fucking bayonet on it. That's what you get when you cooperate with the United States. That's what you get when you negotiate with the United States. You get fucked in the ass with a bayonet. They know this. Now there won't be any peace. And do you think Russia and China can't covertly give them weapons that would make them more of a match now that we did this? Do you think pumping $100 billion fucking dollars in military aid into Ukraine to fight Russia for the past 3 fucking years, do you think that's not going to result in Russia chomping at the bit for us to get involved in some kind of conflict where they can play proxy war too? I'm sure they'd love to do that. So, you know what, Trump? Fuck around, find out. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Okay? Watch what happens. That's all I'm going to say on it because I'm getting heated and it's completely off topic. We wanted to have a nice little program where we talk about something light this evening, okay? And then we had to go and start fucking wars. So, I apologize. I'm done.
Then we'll be talking about this again throughout the week. I guarantee it. There will be more news. There will be more developments. But now we are 10 minutes past the time to kick out all the freeloaders. So if you are still watching on one of the freeloader platforms, sorry, Anarchy. Hey, Anarchy, get your ass over to Rumble, sign up for a free account, and come back and watch us live sometime. See if I can't get you one of those free subscriptions, one of those free 1 month bonus subscriptions, brother. We'll look for you. We'll look for you in the future. But for now, I got to kick the freeloaders off because we have to produce paid content for a little while. All right, so y'all hang on. Here we go.